The troll, a Thompson classic. He's been playing a ton of this hero in pubs.
Yeah,
I suppose LTW can also play it, obviously, but I've seen Thompson probably play like 50 Troll Warlord games since the patch.
Yeah, Troll's scary. One of the most powerful laners in the entire game right now. I don't think he loses really any matchups. Whenever I see it in pubs, I'm always just like, how do I get past this laning stage? Because I'm going to lose. Just, you know, what do I do to minimize the loss? Just as a hero, he like innately counters Prophet, but I always have thought that Troll is a little weak to heavy crowd control. And Vega Squadron's already representing a lot of that. So I don't mind Troll being picked this early on in the draft just because it's a hero that doesn't necessarily have to be your win condition. It can just be like a space maker, mid-game heavy fighter that they can go any lane. So as long as they pick like a different hero as their win condition, I'm okay with this Troll Warlord pick.
OD comes out for Vega. Wanting to snatch that up before it potentially gets banned here.
Yeah. Kind of explains the Pugna ban a bit. That's a hero that would have been very good against OD as a matchup, and also something OG loved to play. So I like this hero. I think OD gives them a lot more damage output, which is something their lineup was lacking. Whether it's a support or a core Sven, that's a hero that's going to get kited and have some issues this game, and probably is in the support role. So I think OD kind of gives them that real punch.
And now OG needs some run at you heroes, right? Yeah, there's one. That's a good one.
I was feeling that one. I don't know. I just was like, I don't see any other hero that's good for them. They don't want like these tanky, like these tanky frontlining strength heroes. They wanted like a guy that goes in, but you don't want ones that go in by virtue of just walking in, because then they just get wailed on by the OD. So you want like a tanky stunner, and that amps up your damage. That goes well with the Troll Warlord here. It gives them Roche even more so than they already had, and it threatens OD. OD doesn't like playing in Slaughter all that much just because the minus armor really makes OD have a tough time standing his ground in fights.
Yeah, I still think that the OD is a good matchup against the Troll, though, and the rest of the lineup. It's pretty much just a Slaughter that he cares about right now. Because even if the Troll gets BKB or whatever, you can do things like self-banishing when the Troll ulties. If he doesn't have BKB, you just banish him. It's just, in my opinion, it's actually like a pretty hard counter to Troll right now and how he's played.
The Haze is also going to have some decent value with the Sight. Nyx Assassin, naturally, of course, as well as the Nature's Prophet. A Shadow Blade potentially could be coming. So is that on top of everything else for him? Could be decent. As Arc Warden ban for Vega Squadron. That's another hero Thompson plays quite a bit, of course. So still fearing that he could be playing that potentially. Or I'm sure ILTW, again, interchange there too.
Well, they have to think it's him playing it, right? Because I think that Thompson is probably more notable for his Arc Warden than
What about Skywrath Mage? That's what I'm feeling right now for OG.
Skywrath mid?
Yeah, it's like a little bit not ideal against the Nyx, but I feel like they need some mixed damage is what I'm kind of thinking. Like, you have all physical right now, so if it's a little rough if you have all physical. I think they could go like the other route and just take like a Jug type hero, but
Skywrath feels rough even against like the Prophet. Like any TP rotation from Prophet, and Sky just kind of dies as well, though.
I'm just thinking Thompson heroes. And they do go the full-on physical damage. Okay, I wasn't sure if they'd do this, but
very single target oriented though on OG. Like just the Troll, the Starter, and the Clinks, they all just want to truck one hero, right? I suppose the Clinks is a bit of AoE damage with the new ulti.
If this was old Sven with the bonus armor from Warcry, I think this would look a bit more dubious, but you don't have to worry about physical damage into Sven as much anymore.
Yeah, this would be a great game for like a Wyvern or something, but I don't think Vega can pick it.
Forcing it in, yeah. Probably not ideal unless they want to run a core Sven at that point.
I think Peel is the hero, or Jug. No, yeah, no, I don't know. You just want like a tanky hero that can remove the corrosive haze and runs in. The Jug's job this game is to just tank all the abilities. I would have preferred something that had like more like wasn't single target, because you already mentioned that's all OG has, but I think Jug's still fine.
Yeah, Jug buys Mantent stuff. It's not like a horrible Jug game.
GoDz, see the draft here, either side. OG versus Vega. Any chance or any team you like here?
I'm leaning OG a little bit on the draft. I mean, I think they have gone very heavy in the physical damage direction, but I feel Clinks is a very underrated hero. I think he's got a matchup that's going to work well for him in the mid lane, and they look like they had this draft that can do very well on the laning stage and just kind of snowball from there. Very easy Roche taking, objective taking. I'll give OG an edge here for game one.
Draskyl, how do you feel?
Ooh, I don't know. This one's tough to call. I mean, I kind of like Vegas draft actually a tiny bit more, just because I think they can be pretty disruptive in the fights with the Nyx. You got the utility from the Sven. Like in the early game, right clicks are pretty much what drives OG, right? Like their spells are okay, but a lot of it's going to be right click harass. I think that Vega probably have a slight advantage in at least 2 lanes, and they can probably transition that, I think. So I'm going to go Vega.
Yeah, the odds heavily favoring OG right now, and I gotta say again, I'm a little shocked at that, mainly because of on standing for OG, but it's been a while since they've consistently played 7.20, etc. Vega's been spamming lately themselves, but it is favoring OG quite heavily. If you like those odds, you can head over to es.bet, place some wagers yourself, and you can also take advantage of the insurance in play here as well for the WePlay Winter Madness Tournament. Again, es.bet. All right, BSJ, finally end with you before we go into the game right here. What do you think about these drafts?
I'm actually going to side with Draskyl on this one. I believe that OG's draft is just kind of cookie cutter. It kind of is predictable. You know, you pick the Lich Grimstroke, you pick the Troll against the Nature's Prophet, you pick the Slardar against the OD, and then you just kind of have this Clinks hero. I don't believe in this hero yet, so maybe they'll change my mind this game. And I don't fully understand like how they plan to deal with like the split push and the catch of the Nyx and the Prophet. But at the same time, I never really understood a thing they did the TI when they won, and I think that's kind of why they won. So we'll kind of have to, you know, see if that pays off for them as well this game.
Got that just who knows what to expect factor, I suppose. Yeah, I'm with you there. It was a fun TI run for sure to watch. But that's the past. A new season is here. Trying to now make some plays here in the WePlay Winter Madness Tournament. Again, that $100,000 prize pool on the line. Quarterfinal matchup. Trying to make it to the semifinals. Clinks, that new Burning Army, though. I know it's been buffed up a little bit, but yeah, still I'm with you. I've seen a couple of Clinks games since that patch, and it just feels like somewhat underwhelming of an ability. So, I'm sure Thompson, though, he knows what he's doing. He is playing it here.
I'm just fearful that they have no wave clear on the side of OG. Like, that's my immediate thought when I look at Nature's Prophet, is he presents this problem that all your lanes are always going to be shoved in. And I guess Troll can build a Battle Fury, but aside from that, none of their heroes, Clink, Slardar, both want to play off map. Lich, Grimstroke want to run around ganking. Troll, like, so Troll's on, like, the I have to clear lanes duty, even if he builds a Battle Fury. It's like, you have to be safe enough to do that, right? Like, you have to be survivable on the map, and they have so much pick-off potential on Vega. That's why I'm leaning towards Vega here, but at the same time, like, OG's draft can easily snowball. Like, if they get a slight lead, they'll just once again feed off of you. That's kind of the nature of Slardar as a hero.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't think OG can win this game. I on paper don't like the way they address the Prophet pick. That's been winning all day today.
Yeah, it's 3-0 in the first series, as you mentioned. All those teams picking it up, and now to start here in this series, Vega Squadron. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going. The 2-for-2 bounty rune split happened. Seb was close there. He's being run down by Madara as far as going for the bounty rune at the bottom lane, but manages to pick it up first, so you can have that even split. And it's shaping up to be that's going to be a 3-versus-1 lane down here. Slardar cannot expect him to have a good time, and he needs to be careful not to get first blooded. That's potentially going to happen. Oh man, he is way too far up. Puts the crush out. There's that Stormhammer, though. You knew it was coming. The Impale follow-up with the spin. He's just dead. Yeah, he did not expect him to be here. But honestly, with what's been happening in this event alone, we see a lot of these first blood trial lanes happen, so a little questionable.
Yeah, I believe at this point you kind of have to have the other team prove to you that they're not together as 3, rather than assuming they're dual laning like normal. Like you said, it's been more and more common. And I think that it's just so easy to fall behind in the laning stage as a carry this patch that if you don't secure the level 1, then you're kind of liable to becoming a liability for your team. So I think it's really cool what these teams are doing to secure their carries level 1, but at the same time, looks like because the lane pushed with the first blood, Jug might be in some trouble.
Yeah, the spin is going to barely keep him alive, regening slightly too. That last auto attack, thought it might have been enough from Seb, but he just got enough Tango regen, and he manages to stay alive. But yeah, Jarek's making his way down here, of course, as a response, and that almost got the turn kill on a Juggernaut. But now we see the lanes kind of playing out here. You have Nyx Assassin TPing into the top lane, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-2 setup now on either side. So Seb, he should start to pick up on that farm, especially now with the Zinc Swell applied. And they're just going to run up Hexu. Goes off there, pops a Mango, pops the Crush. He has a bash coming out here soon. Breaky with the Stormhammer. Well, that looks like it is going to be a kill. One more hit. Yep, Grimstroke manages to make it happen. Talk about a good response for OG.
Yeah, Slardar, one of the best offlaners with Grimstroke. Just the ability to close the gap, and as well as the lockdown on top of it. So it's like you're just stunned for so long between the Grimstroke and the Slardar. And now that Slardar is bash, like he didn't have bash for that, but once he gets the bash leveled up, it's so much damage. Something the Slardar used to lack in the laning stage. And I'm fearful for this bottom lane. Jug's a hero that's pretty good at recovering from like a weak lane, but it could snowball very quickly when you have this hero like Slardar.
Maybe next time he's getting back. That spiked carapace initially. Helps keep him alive, but clearly plenty of pressure between the Troll and the Lich. ILTW, a nice debut here, at least in this event with OG right now as a stand-in. He's 15-1 CS, and again, it was a 2v1 in the beginning, and already had that great start, so not really that surprising. It's looking pretty good early, but how about that mid matchup? It is OD at 14-3 versus Clinks 12-5. That mid there is Holataka's bottom lane. Oh yeah, sub's not going to go. That was a bit of a risky dive there. Yeah, that mid matchup, how it's playing out, is that kind of expected?
I assume it'd be pretty even. I feel like OD would have a tough time getting in range to Astral the Clinks, but then Clinks would also have a tough time denying just because you can't use Searing Arrows on your own creeps. So it makes sense that they're both getting their own farm. I'd say it's definitely just going to be a trade. But I would say over time it probably favors Clinks just because of the nature of his Searing Arrows leveling up every 10 damage per 2 levels.
Pretty good. Madara takes that bash hit. There's that ink swell. He's going to be able to spin though. And with the Stormhammer on top of Seb, but Madara's still in trouble. He gets another bash hit once again. The crush connects, and there is that hit. Madara goes down. Good man up from OG. Breaky. This is the thing with Sven as a support for this Juggernaut. It feels, obviously, the Stormhammer, I guess, Warcry, it's good, but this doesn't feel like it's enough.
Yep, Slardar is just so scary. I don't know, man. Like, whenever it's picked against me, I just know, like, if we fall slightly behind in lane, that's what my lane's going to look like. But Slardar is forced to go to base off that, so it's not exactly perfect for OG there. They do get the kill. Obviously, they're happy with that, but usually you want the kill to turn into, like, a CS advantage of some sort. But now he's forced to go back to base. And Jug, like I said, he'll be fine to recover as long as his other lanes are going all right. But looks like Mage is starting to consistently get harassed in the mid lane. He's ferried out a bunch of salves, and that's kind of just the nature of Clinks over time. Wears you down, makes you run out of regen, forces you to ferry yourself more. That's why he benefits from the mid lane more so than other heroes, just because he doesn't need the regen himself because he's long range. Doesn't draw creep aggro when he uses Searing Arrows.
That's nice. Bottom lane, it looks like there's actually some action down there. Possibly going to be a dead Sven. The Slaughter was running him down as, we'll find out with the text. There we go. Warcry's popped, and looks like it had maybe a stick charge in there, so Breaky is fine in the end. But of course, those 5-minute bounty runes coming out, and that's the battling for them. Wow, OD getting very low there in the middle lane. He had a Fairy Fire as well, but yeah, it goes back to your point you made earlier. You'd expect Clinks maybe to start taking over as the levels add up, and we are seeing that a bit. He's now at 13, even 14 denies here, as well as that heavy pressure that OD is under. Would you expect to see Clinks, is this going to be a case, expected him moving earlier than later, or will he stand his ground in the middle lane and continue to farm for now?
I would like him to stay mid a little bit longer just because Clinks is a hero now, especially with his ulti, like no longer eating creeps. You just have no way to actually gain farm. So from what I've seen with Clinks is like they're very good at snowballing, but past the laning stage, they don't really hit creeps ever. So I'd like him to like make sure he gets his timing, maybe a medallion, and then look to go for kills. But Thompson's probably one of the more active mid laners out there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he moves around.
Activity's on him. He's holding his ground. He's going to get a turn kill, possibly. That army, they get the one on Slaughter, but not going to get the second on OD, so he falls. But look at the back to the bottom lane. What is this dive about? Seb and Jerix are really deep in here. Jerix, he's going to end up falling for it. Can they at least kill Madara? That's what OG wanted, and they get it. No Tail, though, he's taking the tower that whole time. So they end up losing both supports for that dive, but, I mean, they keep Juggernaut in check, I guess, and have that going for them. But yeah, with the kill in the middle lane as well, I think Vega Squadron 3-for-1 favored there.
These are really good movements by Vega. You're always under a threat of pressure when the catapults come out and the enemy team has these high aggressive lineups. And they knew that Clinks was becoming a serious issue in the mid lane, and it's not exactly like mid lane's won for them now, but they slow down the snowball effect of the Clinks, and they also know that bottom lane's under a lot of threat, so they are ready to counterplay the movements of OG. these really good players, like they're always going to make these movements around the catapult, especially when you have heroes that don't innately push, because the catapult is really their only way of applying tower pressure. So that's like they predicted the movement to bottom lane and also made the movement of their own in the mid lane. So really, really good movements by Vega in the early mid game there.
Even start here. OG versus Vega Squadron. Enjoying the festivities here on the new map, and snow map rolling on through as we're going to come out of the pause. Again, the winner of this will be playing no Pangolier, as we just found out. They defeated Alliance in the previous series. Maybe next time he's going to survive, thanks to a nice stick. Never mind.
Maybe next time he'll survive.
That's just cheesy.
It's
too easy. I try to stay away from that stuff. No-tell. He goes down, Mage. Falls as well, though, in response to Topson. So 1 for 1 there in the middle lane, at least.
They actually lost his tower in the mid lane. That's crazy. That's a big deal. That's the profit factor. Like, OD is never going to take that tower as a hero. But the profit rotation that got the kill and then led to the catapult push of their own and some treants, that's really important that that tower goes down for a hero like Klinks. It makes it much more difficult for him to disguise his rotations.
As this Seb, he was just diving in to kill the heal ward, which he does right there. He falls back in. It's similar to Grimstroke, obviously Lich a great partner for him right there with the Frost Shield. Speaking of Grimstroke, he's at the top lane. Inkswell is already going off by LTW. Falling back as Seb, he goes down, Sanity's Eclipse. Rotation from Mage, he's got a haste rune. He's making it, that's not even a haste rune, what am I saying? He's just fast. Almost looked like one for a second, no tail. He's still being run. Mage wants the skill. A couple of auto attacks may do him in with the Arcane Orbs. And yeah, he's going to finally find out about the Sinister's Gaze. Did he go too deep for this? Mage, you are really in here, buddy. Phantom's Embrace comes out, so he gets the kill. But here comes more TPs. Mage, I don't think he's going to have this one unless Sven can save the day. Jerax, he's going to end up falling to this, so maybe he can. The Warcry buff also helping. He's going to block him the best he can. He knows he's dead. Can he get Mage out of there? I cannot believe this OD is still alive. Kidding me?
I love you, Dota, man. This is the kind of stuff I love. Like, you kind of predict it looking at the drafts, but man, there's some shit going on here. I don't.
Okay.
He just did a nice lap all the way from the mid lane through the bottom lane, like ran through all 3 towers, then came back to the mid lane and died at the tier 2. So
why not?
I had no other better word to describe whatever that was.
That's fair. That's fair. PG-13 stream. We're fine. Triple, and that was a Quad Wraith band, I believe I saw on tops in there, as well as the Blightstone that he had, and there's a Power Treads finish, so he's just going for a very early stat build in this game. As, again, you take a look at the odds, slightly increasing, very little for OG, but overall still Vega Squadron behind. According to that, he has stop bet to place bets if you'd like. Sep, top lane, Stormhammer, commitment with that spin, no tells in here with the Frost Shield though. Not only going to save, but possibly a turn. Sven, yeah, no Omni Slash as you mentioned, he's on level 5. And now here comes Thompson with it. Oh, that's deadly. Invis in, a skeleton to walk. It hits, but he wants Madara. Damn it, he'll get Madara. That strafe, the burning arrows. That's a lot of damage.
I was a little just too hasty on them. They're actually like 50 XP away from level 6 on Jug, and that's like a pretty easy kill, I think. So just getting a little too antsy. They're 30 seconds before the bounties. Wanted to make a rotation, but Jug can just kill one neutral camp with spin, and then you can take the fight at the bounties instead of forcing the issue there. But you know, OG pays the price, right? Or makes them pay the price, and gonna get another kill. Looks like I mean, that's the threat that OG's lineup has: kill, 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 kill. So this will get out of hand pretty quickly if they continue to feed kills on Vega. So they'll have to make sure they clean up their act a little bit here.
Yeah, I don't know what Troll has yet, but I gotta think he's top CS in the game. His net worth, I'm sure he's even on top there, and he's gonna be making progress towards whatever he's gonna be picking up. Medallion finish on Thompson, we'll see. Gets purchased there, so talk about amping that early damage and what he's able to do. Yeah, with the Medallion alone and this early on in the game, that the Klinks is definitely going to be hitting you very hard no matter which target he's on at this point. So what do you think about this, BSG? Madara's going the Battle Fury queued up right now. Is this a game where you can get that at the way this is going?
Not gonna lie, I didn't even like the Battle Fury last game. The thing about Jug that I don't like Battle Fury as much nowadays, just because you can't cleave during spin. You used to be able to cleave during spin. I don't really know why the rework to cleave changed that, but it's just an item that I only really like you getting if you need the wave clear, and I don't really feel like either of these 2 games they really needed it. And in this game, it's like when we saw the Lifestealer go Radiance. The other team's threatening to punch you non-stop and force the tempo of the game. I'm not a fan of this Battle Fury on Jug here, but if he gets it and manages to farm, then that's obviously good, but I don't think he's going to have the space to do so.
Top lane, easy kill there on the tower, as well as the Lich initially. Maybe next time Nyx Assassin will get back before he goes too far up, but Pexi is protecting the mid lane the best that he can. But you also saw just prior to that, of course, OD getting picked off. Once again, OD struggling a little bit, as the very early game was looking okay, but as the levels start adding up, Top's in on that Clanks, got better, and we're seeing that impact now. And he continues to be back in the middle lane, but he's also, been moving around as well. It's not like he's just been sitting there, as we've been seeing. How about KheZu? He actually goes to Medallion himself, and going to be looking into a Crimson, so we're not going to see that Vlad's build this game.
I was going to say, obviously, Vlad's is considered just a broken item and you want it in most games, but I think of all games to get a Vlad's, I feel like if Jug's going to get an item, it should just be a Vlad's. They have so much minus armor and so much physical damage on the side of OG already that that's all you have to itemize against this game, in terms of you don't have to worry about a significant amount of magic damage coming out from OG. And so just these little armor buffs that you can give your team is just so important. But goes for the Omni Slash on a Lich that has the Frost Shield on him.
Yeah, that was so slow. He gets the Chain Frost off. It's killing them, but
they were like, let's huddle together around the Chain Frost.
Yeah, the heal ward. I guess the heal ward was down, and so making a point there, but they're fine. Just looked a little funny. I wish we can get the net worth up, but man, that CS for Troll is impressive. It's 100 plus CS already. Next closest,
there's
66.
Just so many space makers on his team that he is completely able to take the space, and no hero can really single-handedly contest him. He only dies to like group pickoffs. You do get the Slardar stun to cancel the TP. They saw him, I believe, with a. How did they see him there?
I don't know. Yeah,
weird.
That could have been the only place he was, I suppose. Maybe Clinks was spotting with you. I don't even know.
That was strange. It didn't look like they had vision there, but that's the thing about Nyx against Slardar is it's just a free kill on Nyx whenever the carapace is down, because it's just so much damage that he's not going to be able to escape.
Clinks, look at this. Look at how deep he is. With the Medallion Strafe, the army's up, and Mage, he's going to have to imprisonment. He might still die.
He's still dead. I don't know if you can target the skeletons, can you?
No, I don't think. I think it's just random targets. Yeah, you see right there.
Okay. Yeah.
Kill him off. So he actually lives, but he had to get 2 TPs to support and TP in.
It's a ton of space.
Yeah. No, he doesn't kill him there. And Thompson heads elsewhere. He's just going to go right for the Solar Crest even. Not an item we see a lot right now, but figures the way this game's going, why not? Heading towards bottom. Still a little bit before the 15-minute bounty ruins, but Grimstroke looks like he finds an Nyx Assassin. Here the Soulbind going off, going to cast by audio. Looks like the crush hit. There we go. We finally make it over. And maybe next time is killed off in the end. So, yeah, his Nyx Assassin impact hasn't really been felt this game, unfortunately. He's having trouble.
I think Troll has a Battle Fury based on him just hitting the creeps there. I saw the cleave. So that's definitely bodes badly for Vega, because they just don't have space to farm. It's that simple. They are at fear of getting hunted over and over again just by virtue of the lead that OG has. Both teams have very snowbally pick-off lineups, and Troll's gonna have the space to farm and matches up well against Jug as the game goes on, and thus I very confident in OG going forward in this game.
There's a big kill chance. KheZu even TP's in. They really need this. Can they get it? Yes. Okay, that's calm down there. No. Sanity's Eclipse does guarantee the kill, though. It's a 7-kill streak stopper.
All of OG was missing. All of OG was missing there, so they didn't know. They weren't sure if they were getting counter smoke ganked or something like that. That's why you just go for the quick burst. It's not about what we see. It's about what they know is happening.
Yeah, that's fair. So, very good kill, of course. Like I said, the 7-kill streak stopper, so it's like 650 or so gold going the way of OD. Definitely needed. You do have the Troll, continues as we do see the net worth chart now. He is way up there, 9,200 and even level 15. But good push here from Vega. They're pushing a Tier 2 tower out of this. As the bottom Tier 2 is pushed as well, though, by Troll. That's just what Troll does. Juggernaut's still working on his own Battle Fury. Voidstone, the last component that he needs, and going to find himself a nice little Ancient stack without the cleave, though. It's more difficult, but they're going to do it together. So making some space here for Vega Squadron. That's the good news. And there's the Kaya finished. On his way towards a,
Dyer's courier has been killed.
Kaya Yasha. What was it yesterday that I said? I can't even remember.
You said Kasha Yaya.
Kasha Yaya, that's what it was.
Yeah. That was good stuff. But Jug looks like he's gonna have his Battle Fury complete. The Mantas are really important timing for him. They have the silence from the Grim, the single target physical from the Troll, as well as the Clinks, and then also obviously the amp damage from Slardar. So that'll enhance his survivability drastically this game. But I'm just concerned about this stage for the Jug. Like if I'm the Jug player, I'm thinking to myself, if I can get past this Battle Fury only phase, we're good to go. The only problem is, like we've mentioned already, this Troll is steroid farming and is virtually uncontested, and they're threatening Roche constantly. Now that both teams took tier 2s, they're kind of going to swap sides of the map where Radiant plays on the bottom half and Dire plays on the top half. That benefits Dire even more so because they constantly threaten Roche, which gives them like that extra objective that they're threatening on the map and makes it so Vega kind of has to worry about it constantly.
Clinks, he's going to go buy that orb, and there you go. Has the full Solar Crest now to work with. I believe I saw the SNY soon to be completed on Troll Warlord. Already has the Yasha. Going to Sange. And speaking of Roshan, obviously both teams are interested as maybe next time's going to open. It's pretty deep for this, though. In fact, Keizu, he gets soulbind as soon as he TP's in. There's the army. Put down. Pexu going to try to help destroy them, but Keizu's getting a beat down with the strafe auto attacks. Eventually going to be killed off. Omni slash Honest Seb, a little bit slow, but Seb will fall because of it. Sanity's Eclipse as it came out with the Astral Imprisonment. Kills Grimstroke. LTW. Oh, he manages to get the Battle Trance off, and now he's going balls to the wall against Madara here. It's uncontrollable, but he loves this. Whirling Axis comes out. Madara, you cannot man up in that case, and either way, he is dead. So, yeah, perfect timing with that Battle Trance right before death. And they turn around now, maybe Roshan for themselves.
That thing's going to die real fast. Battle Fury, extra damage on the Roche, along with the Solar Crest from Clinks. That is a dead Roche.
Yep. Yeah, you can tell that's what Vega Squadron maybe, whether they thought it was happening already or they want to try to get it themselves before OG, but either way, they got caught in this area and not the fight that they were looking for in the end.
Yeah, these teams are always thinking about what the other team's next objective is. They knew it was Roche, and that's why they were looking for a possible pickoff there. They do find the Slardar and get him and everything, but when you're this far behind, even though it's not like terrible, it's enough where you have to invest a lot of resources to kill one hero, and suddenly it just leads to the long drawn-out fight favoring the team that's ahead. And Troll barely gets his ulti off, but once he gets that ulti off, Jug's never going to win that man-up battle. And I would expect to see maybe a Basher at some point for the Troll. I haven't really seen a Battle Fury Troll since the patch. I've seen most of them be going like either Vlad's or Yasha Basher. Most of them haven't really had the space to go Battle Fury. But I mentioned in the draft, I like it this game that he went to Battle Fury. So I'm just curious like where that leads in terms of his build.
Yeah, will it still be not a standard, or will he just continue to go a little bit different post 7.20? But either way, easy tower kills. You just see how fast those fervor stacks are adding up, and it's like goodbye. No chance of a tower surviving, and he's going to go right into the base. Why not?
He's a
Why
raid
would you
boss.
stop?
Look at his net worth. This entire lead is on him. Like the 3K net worth, it's him between the next highest is even more than 3K. So
yeah, he's feeling good, and feels pretty unkillable right now. Again, he has Battle Trance. He has Aegis. There's the Impale coming through, but the Frost Shield goes up, and that's probably at least a dead. Okay, good job with the Sprout, making it a little more difficult. And backdoor will kick in, actually, so good job clearing the creep wave. Vega is ultimately able to hold, but they lost the tier 3, so holds, take that how you will. Juggernaut was pushing the top lane, and looks like he's applying a little bit of pressure to that top tier 3. And he's sitting there for now.
yeah, it's a good job by Seb. Like he knows he's the only hero that threatens Jug, so he's playing off map, hunting for him.
Oh my god. Oh, D went too far up. Thompson just opened, and he just went away. He has a buyback. Yeah, he didn't initially, but the army's down, just kind of dancing. That's what they do.
Seb is setting up on top. This Jug might get caught. We'll see if they get one TP in. He's waiting. He's been so patient. Jug knows he's there, but...
Well, I think that's the biggest thing. It's like Jug's kind of playing around that too, so... And in fact, he TP's bottom, it looks like. But while we're looking on screen, we see the racks just getting destroyed.
Yeah, we all know this is happening. I'm just looking at what's else happening on the map. This is like really important that Seb is doing this, by the way. That's why I'm pointing it out, because he knows he's not needed to take the racks, but he knows he single-handedly like stops the split push thread from happening. So the only way they weren't going to be able to take those racks is if they were forced to go back to base. and Seb just like really enabling the rest of his team to sit there wailing on buildings.
Well,
These are the type of decisions that these pro players are like really good at making. See, they all tip him. They know. They're thankful.
He made the big play. Yeah, he catches KZoo in the end. So again, tier 3 tower dead at the top lane for Vega, but obviously 2 sets of racks going the way of OG. So very, very good outcome for them. 8,000 net worth lead, but it's really even bigger than that. When you do look at the big picture, and that troll who I'll just right click a Satanic. Why not? 22 minutes in.
Who needs a BKB this early on in the game when your way to deal with stuns can just be to have 40% status resistance? That's fine.
Well, it's a good item. Just don't usually see it at 22 minutes, but his farm's been intense. And there's a Vlad's purchase. Clanks will take care of it. He just buys one himself, so now they get a couple of tools to make it that much more difficult to kill them. See top lane, Nyx is up there, but they're going to need to get back quickly because here goes the one more racks, and they're going to go tier 4. They're not going to waste their time. Mega creeps, we don't need it. Just put the pressure at tier 4 instead. As he still has the Aegis, right? Yeah, it hasn't been reclaimed yet. As Mage is OD's felt so useless here, man. he's dead. That's unfortunate. That's going to be a soulbind coming out too. This is the beginning of the end, it feels like, in favor of OG. KZoo, he's going to go down. Well, I think the Klink's pick kind of worked here for OG. Not that it said it wouldn't work, it was just more of a, will it was the ultimate question. And
yeah, I wasn't 100% sure, but Thompson clearly was confident when he picked it into the mid OD, and it makes sense that the matchup goes well over levels, but it just felt like the mid lane was always under pressure, and then it led to bottom lane and mid lane pressure, making this troll have absolute free farm all game. Shows in his net worth. You know, obviously they're picking up this player from a spot at ILTW. I've never really seen him myself more than a couple times, but he's obviously a good enough player to make use of free farm and carry the game. And that's the nature of troll when I've been, my experience, you know, pretty much every patch, but even more so in this one, is if you give this hero the space to farm without threatening him, he's one of the fastest innate farming heroes in the game with fervor. And it just goes to show there that one hero is under duress and the other hero is not. And turns out the one that's not under duress has twice the farm. And that's just the nature of the carry role right now. Usually it doesn't snowball that hard one way or the other, but I like the Klink's pick. Thompson always takes out these heroes, or picks these heroes that are not quite meta, but makes them work.
Yeah, he has history doing that, to say the least. So kind of another case here. I honestly look back at the draft, though, for OG, and really those first 3 picks. I mean, you have the Grimstroke Lich opening. Anyone would love that. And then even the Slaughter on top, that getting in hero, you guys were kind of predicting anyways. It really made set the theme, the tone for the game. And just any of the cores, you know, from there on out could have potentially been, you know, very strong in themselves as a result of that opening. But Troll and Klinks just made it work out ultimately in the end. And, yeah, Vega has a work cut out for them. Knew that kind of coming in the first place, but that was a pretty one-sided game ultimately in favor of OG. So Vega having to answer. We're going to go into a short break, so will they, and try to figure out what they can do. But we got game number 2 coming up around the corner here for the WePlay Winter Madness Tournament. Breaky CPK joined by BSJ. We have GoDz as well as Draskyl will be joining us once again as well. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.